Played FanDuel the first time.
And once again, we saw Jesse Little taking the lead over from Greg Pursley right before the break. And while we were in commercial, under green flag racing, we had a two-car incident. Kelly Admiral and the number 6 of James Bickford had a crash over in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, these guys were racing up in the top 10. Looks like Kelly Admiral will get the worst of it, that 83 car. Pretty significant contact with the outside wall. It doesn't look like Bickford made any contact with the outside wall, so he will be able to continue.
A little bit of debris in that corner. Took a few laps for him to get all the parts and pieces picked up, but we're ready to go back to racing. Down to the inside, Greg Pursley. He'll restart second. Jesse Little on the high side as the leader.
A good restart for Pursley on the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like he may have the lead back.
Down the back straightaway, Pursley goes to the high side, but here comes Jesse back to the bottom. He likes it down there.
We saw Jesse take the lead over from Pursley on the bottom of the racetrack. Pursley did a great job on that restart, grabbing the lead from Jesse Little.
Remember, Heather gave us a report earlier that Jesse Little's been working on those restarts, and we'll see now if he's able to charge back and use that bottom of the racetrack and get the lead back.
Dylan Lupton, now the 9 car, has fallen into the 3rd spot. Brandon McReynolds is 16, back to 4th.
Here goes Jesse Little looking at the bottom once again. He's down to the quarter panel, but not this time down the back straightaway. He's going to have to let out of the gas a little early. Now they're side by side again.
Yeah, Jesse Little is determined to make that bottom work. We saw him make it work earlier to make the pass on Pursley.
He got really loose off the corner that time.
Oh,
and now they're side by side and maybe rubbing fenders, Phil.
Yeah, it looks like he got a little bit loose again down there. Had to use a little bit more of the racetrack. They made a little bit more contact.
Gene Price Motorsports was a 2-car team a year ago in the West. This year focusing on another championship for Greg Pursley. Pursley now back to the lead, and here comes Lupton. He's going to challenge Little for second.
Dylan Lupton's going to use that outside line there to try to take advantage. You see a little bit of contact as they enter the corner.
These guys are leaning on each other, and they know.
Oh, Lupton gets sideways.
He got loose coming up off the corner. Here goes McReynolds in the Napa car.
We saw how much momentum that cost Lupton. Now he's able to fight back now. Try to get that 3rd spot back from Brandon McReynolds.
Good side-by-side racing tonight as we're inside of 40 laps to go.
Yeah, Lupton has that 3rd spot back. See, Jesse Little now is settled into about 2 car lengths behind Greg Pursley.
9 top 5s this season for Brandon McReynolds, but has yet to visit victory lane. I know that's got him a bit frustrated.
Yeah, he's only finished outside the top 10 in 1 start ever in the West Series, and that was early this year at Iowa when he had a tire go down.
Finished 4th here in our race earlier this season here at Kern County. These 2 guys out front have put on a show tonight. Greg Pursley and Jesse Little. Each of those have taken a turn at the lead. Pursley out front of the race right now. We need to take another commercial break. We'll be back with more of the Bakersfield 150 presented by GPS. Closing stages of the race tonight as Greg Pursley trying to be the guy who's won 3 consecutive races at Kern County Raceway. That would be a nice little moniker to put in for your season. And Greg Pursley, our points leader in the K&M Pro Series West, with a very fast race car tonight.
Yeah, probably the biggest lead we've seen anybody enjoy tonight. You see about a half a straightaway right now over that 97 of Jesse Little. Dylan Lupton right on the back bumper of that 97 car in that battle for second.
We've had 10 races throughout the course of the season, and in all honesty, there have been 9 different drivers who have driven into victory lane. But, of course, we have that Iowa combo event, so our stats show Mayhew with 3 wins and Pursley with 2. I'm sure he'd like to add another one to the list tonight.
Yeah, we probably need to talk about David Mayhew. Obviously still having some issues with his power steering. Right now he currently rides in the 10th spot as we see Lupton pull to the inside a little in that battle for second.
Keep in mind, Dylan Lupton still very much in this championship chase, and he's got a great battle. Every position will matter, and I'm sure they're reminding him that as we come in, closing in on 15 laps to go.
We saw Jesse Little probably run the bottom of the racetrack more than any other driver here, and you wonder maybe did that take a little bit of a toll on the tires, right?
And Lupton said, I saw him do it. I think I can do the same, and he gets that spot.
Yeah, we're approaching 15 laps to go now. Let's see if Dylan Lupton can do anything to try to chase down our leader, Greg Pursley.
Pursley said in his pole interview tonight he's not exactly sure why he's so good here, but he just fell in love with this racetrack. And his car, although Jesse Little did get out and lead for a while, right now his car just looks like it's rolling through the corners perfectly.
Well, I think the answer is Greg Pursley's pretty good everywhere, right? He's won 20 times in this series.
Absolutely. Former champion, hoping to add another to the mantle this season.
You know, Dylan Lupton would love to get back to Victory Lane. It's been over a year since he got to Victory Lane when he won at Evergreen Speedway last year.
It has been so much fun to watch this season, though, Phil. With Cole Custer winning at Phoenix, we saw Patrick Staropoli had that great win at Irwindale. Lots of new names in the series. Bickford winning at State Line. It's just fun to see these young drivers go and get their first win.
You just wonder where they come from. It seems like every year we have a whole new crop of young drivers in both the East and the West.
How about Chris Eggleston getting that big win at Colorado National, his home track? That was an incredible night.
And you know, this young man right here, Brandon McReynolds, which we know Brandon McReynolds. We've known him since he was a little kid. He's son of our broadcast partner, Larry McReynolds. We know it's just a matter of time before he gets over the hump and gets that first win.
I would agree with that for sure. And to add to that, obviously, Brandon McReynolds working on the East Coast cars and driving on the West Coast. He's got a heck of a schedule going. We're coming up on 10 laps to go.
See, Pursley now has a pretty good cushion over the second place car of Lupton.
He is just cruising right now as the field has gotten strung out in the closing stages of our 150-lapper here at this beautiful Kern County Raceway.
Right now, Greg Pursley said, please, no caution flags. Let's just finish this thing out green. We'll take our chances.
He's got about 10 car length lead right now on Lupton, although Lupton's lap times were just a bit quicker that time.
See, great battle for third. Brandon McReynolds moves to the inside, side by side for third with Jesse Little.
McReynolds finished fourth here, trying to better that just a bit. And right now, Lupton is closing, Phil. I can see his lap times about 2/10 quicker the last 3 laps.
Yeah, Ray, about 10 laps ago, we saw that about a half a straightaway lead for Greg Pursley. Right now, it's certainly closing up here. Here's that good battle for third between Little and McReynolds.
Pursley came in here with a 25-point lead over Lupton. That's fairly comfortable. But keep in mind, after tonight's race, we've still got 3 events. We got to go to Tooele, Utah, to Roseville, and then finish it out at Phoenix.
I think right now the only thing that Greg Pursley has on his mind is getting this third win of the year. Look at the good run McReynolds has off of 2.
Real good power for that Napa race car as he goes down the back straightaway. The Toyota on the inside trying to put pressure on Little. Looks like he's going to take that spot.
Little's going to fight back on the outside here. Just 6 laps to go on this one.
Boy, this progressive banking makes for some great racing. Side by side, coming out of the corner, down the back straightaway. And now look at the differential between first and second. Pursley now just with a 4 or 5 car length lead over Lupton.
Yeah, 5 laps to go right now. Has a little bit of traffic in front of him.
That could certainly play an issue for sure. Lupton down the back straightaway. He'll go around the number 30 of John Wood. He's trying to close in on the leader, Pursley.
Still see some brake rotor heat from that number 9 car here. That also heats up the front tires.
4 laps to go. Greg Pursley's differential of the lead is shrinking. Here comes Dylan Lupton. Does he have enough time to get there?
He has definitely made the move here in the last 10 or 15 laps here to close up here. About 4 or 5 car lengths now is the edge for Pursley.
3 laps to go for Greg Pursley. Can he make it 3 for 3 here at Kern County Raceway?
Still has about that 4 car length lead here. Coming down. Oh, cautions on the racetrack. It's a 42 acoustic.
Yellow flag is out at Kern County Raceway, and the lead differential for Greg Pursley is going to disappear. Guess what, folks? We're going green-white checker.
Taylor Cusick having such a great run here. Let's see if we can see what happened. You see up against the wall there. Got a little bit high. Looks like the tires are still up on that car. Looks like he maybe just drove in the corner a little bit too hard.
Got up in the marbles, did the number 42 Freightliner of Arizona car, and that brings out the yellow. We'll line them back up and try it again here in just a moment. Had a dominant car and a half a straightaway lead, but Dylan Lupton was closing in. It was going to be a great finish, but guess what? The yellow came out for Taylor Cusick, and now we're lined back up, ready to go for a green-white checkered tonight in the Bakersfield 150.
So important. Greg Pursley's been spot on these restarts.
Pursley got a really good jump, and down the front straightaway he goes. He is going to get the jump on Lupton. Can Lupton close back in? Here they go. Down the back straightaway, the 9 car trying to put some pressure on Greg Pursley. He's a 2-time winner here at this track. Going for 3 in a row is Greg Pursley.
Ray, I believe they're displaying the black flag for Greg Pursley.
That is for the leader, ladies and gentlemen. The black flag has come out for Pursley. NASCAR is saying that he jumped the restart.
Wow.
That means the win, Phil, is going to go to the number 9 of Dylan Lupton. Lupton is going to get the win if this holds up.
Greg Pursley came across the line. They displayed the black flag for him and then the checkered flag for Dylan Lupton.
Brandon McReynolds had a career run at Evergreen, finished second. Tonight he was running in the 3rd position, but I believe they're going to score him as second behind Dylan Lupton, and I don't know what that means for Greg Pursley.
Undoubtedly, Ray, that NASCAR officials decided that they felt like Greg Pursley jumped too soon on this last restart. I'm sure right now Greg Pursley is shocked.
On the radio, Phil, they are saying the 9 car is the winner. 9 wins the race.
See if we can take a look at what went on here. Greg Pursley has been so good on every single one of these restarts. Let's take another look at it.
He goes before that first line on the box, but that box is for the late model races here.
Yeah, in this series, it's not a restart zone like it is in the major series. It's the vicinity of.
Well, we will try to sort this out, and we'll be back with more. Wow, what a finish.